car problems? Click here to get a discount on your next repair service. We can give you an honest estimate and get you back on the road again. If you live around this area, you can take advantage of our certified technicians and state-of-the-art.
It's not gonna fucking work.
Check, hey, check, hey, check, hey. All right, awesome. Sorry.
All right, a little bit of technical problems, but hey, welcome to Pacific Junction, Iowa. Mayhem in the Midlands. CNDS presented by High Dimensions, Temple Productions, Vos and Moxie Shreds, Coastline Drift, and KW Visuals.
Absolutely. What is up, Drift fans? We are here bringing you the next of our single events. Cash and prizes, almost $1,000 to the winner, out here on our very own layout at Pacific Junction. Once again, going to be bringing you qualifying, and then later on today, our top 32 head-to-head battles.
Alright, so we're going to get the first driver up to the line. They're just finishing up their last bit of practice. Alright, our first driver up is going to be Latham. PDR Latham up at the line. Rocking a 180SX. We're getting the judges ready, making sure all production's ready, and we're going to get the first qualifier going. Alright, thanks for everybody coming out today. We are about to send our first driver. First qualifying for Mayhem in the Midlands. Here we go. Latham gonna set the bar for the entire competition today. Going into the Manji initiation into outer one. A beautiful flick. Getting all the way out into outside zone number one. Transitioning to the touch and go into inside clip number one and into outer two. Doing a great job getting all the angle, just barely misses that grass. Doing a great job holding angle, a little bit of left foot braking into the second inner clip and into the last two zones. What a great first run.
Absolutely. Way to come out of the trailer and just throw a heater.
I do not have the energy just yet, but that was an insane first run from Latham. All right, looks like he got a 93.7 for that first run. A 93.7 for Latham. What a heater of a first qualifying run today here. Here we go for the second driver.
All right, next up, we got Mountain Man Joe in that 180SX. Let's see if he can better that score. Latham coming out, throwing down a heater. Mountain Man Joe a little shallow, missing most of outer zone one, finally finds himself on the line, backs it up into the touch and go. Big angle coming across the inner clip. Once again, getting shallow into outer two, bouncing out a little early. Inner clip two looks good. Let's see if he can connect the last two zones smoothly, and he does. I'm sure that's not the run he's looking for, but we'll have an opportunity to better that.
It looks like it was a pretty safe run, but I think he's going to clean it up in his next run and really send it. I think he just wanted to get some numbers in. All right, and it looks like they are going to go with an 80.3 for that run. He had good angle, but just didn't quite get the zones. All right, up next, we got EDF Jaden. These S chassis are popular today. We have a S15, and as you can see for this event, we had everybody throw in all their liveries. So we have some beautiful cars out here today, looking good, sounding good, and driving good. So here he goes into the first touch and go, that flick initiation into outer zone 1. Gets all the zone, but looks like he kind of shallowed up angle there. Into the touch and go, into inside clip number 1. Transitions into outside zone number 2, doing a great job filling all that zone. That is such a tricky zone because you don't want to get anything into the grass. Into the last 2 zones, and the consistency from these drivers already is insane.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like he got an 86.7 for that run. These are some high scores already coming out swinging for these drivers. I was really worried there was going to be a couple of DQs into outside zone number 1. All right, looks like up next we got Sir Jack Slaps in that C6 Corvette.
All right, here we go. Jack, repping Team Concept. Charging towards initiation, throws it in nicely. Big momentum coming into outer 1, sets it up. Unfortunately, loses a bunch of angle and drives out of the zone. Trying to find himself back on the line there. Struggling to get into outer 2. Left foot braking, trying to push the car further out. Often misses that inner clip and comes across the finish line a little shallow in that last touch and go. Gonna have to clean it up for run 2.
Man, I know he just changed a little bit of hardware. He's really trying to learn that new setup, but that is not what we want to see out here for our driver. And unfortunately, he gets a 70.3 for that run. He's going to really have to throw one down his next run to impress the judges and hopefully move his way up that top 32. All right, we got our next driver ready to go. Another S chassis rolling down the track. Initiating, doesn't quite fill that touch and go, but gets all the way into outside zone number 1. You can see he shallowed up angle just a little bit, wavering, transitioning into that touch and go and inner clip number 1. Does a great job getting into outer zone number 2, wavering a little bit there outside that zone. Lots of wheel corrections from this driver, but all in all, a great line. All right, judges are just deliberating a little bit, debating on the bobbles, and looks like a 79.3 for Will H. Up next, Jason Cote. All right, 3 reds and 1 green. Here we go, Jason Cote. We know he's a veteran driver out here. Let's see what he can throw down for his first qualifying run. Initiates really hard into that outside little touch and go into outside zone number 1. Doing a great job holding angle through that zone. Transitions, man, this guy is on rails. Absolutely no wavering from him. Oh, going into out, he comes off outer zone just a little bit early, but hitting every clip beautifully. This is a hell of a run here from Jason Cote. Beautiful, beautiful run. All right, and Jason Cote, what the judges say. A 92 from Jason Cote. Joining our first driver in the 90s club.
All right, next up, Brandon Shorten, another concept driver in that beautiful S15. Here we go, moving towards initiation. Brandon, good momentum in the touch and go, set it and forget it angle, peels out of outer zone 1 just a little early, but looking good at that next touch and go, deep into the inner clip, and all but straightens in outer 2. That's going to be a big deduction for that loss of angle. We'll definitely have to clean it up for run number 2.
Man, that is unfortunate. He had quite a run there, and then just ended up straightening out. I think he was worried about hitting that grass, and that is just not what judges want to see. All right, what do we got for judges' decisions here? 73 for him today. Up next, we got Free Trial coming to the line. Looks like he is just making his way to the line here. And I haven't been watching, so I do apologize. What's up, Dials FPV, Turbo TC, nice seeing you here. Toby, what's up, guys? Thanks for joining us today. It's a beautiful day for driving. All right, Free Trial. We know he drives for ADL as well. Showing us what he can do here in CNDS, Mayhem in the Midlands, in that C6 Corvette. Going up to initiation, to that flick. Beautiful initiation, not a whole lot of angle, but then starts pouring it in a little bit shallow into outside zone number 1. Transitions, getting into inside clip. Misses the inside clip way offline from most of the other tire marks. Oh, coming out of outside zone number 2 a little bit early as well. And missing inside clip, going all the way off track. Doesn't quite hold the angle to get to that second to last zone, and just unfortunately falls offline. All right, and we have made it through our first group of drivers, so we're going to have Latham coming up for his second qualifying run. And Free Trial did get a DQ for that run, unfortunately. But here we go. We got Latham going for a second qualifying run, and he is off. Oh, initiates really early. Oh, that's a very interesting initiation. But he gets all the way into outside zone number 1, a little bit too deep, drops the tire. Transitioning to the touch and go into the inside clip. Transitions into the outside zone number 2, does a great job filling that zone, both tires in the zone. Back online beautifully through the last 2 zones. Good job from Latham, except for that little bit of a tire drop. Alright, and Latham for run number 2 is an 87.3. You're in team speed. Double, you're in team speed. Turbo, there's 20-something participants, I think, 20-ish. Alright, up next we got Mountain Man Joe.
All right, Mountain Man Joe up for his second qualifying run in that beautiful blue 180SX, charging down the chute, throws it a little lazy into initiation, manages to get deep out into outer zone 1 there, driving through it, looks good at the touch and go, coming in at inner clip 1, a hair off, driving into outer zone 2, does manage to get a tire out into the grass, way deep into that inner clip, having a hard time finding himself on the line, manages to over-rotate and straighten. Unfortunately, that will most likely be a DQ for that run.
That is unfortunate. It looked like he was going to save it and at least get a run through, but it looks like that is probably going to be DQ from the judges there. All right, we got Jaden coming up for his second qualifying run here. And that beautiful S15 initiating into the touch and go. Hitting outside zone 1, beautiful, a little bit shallow angle in that outside zone. A good line through that inside clip. Way into outside zone number 2, both tires getting into that zone beautifully. He is locked on this line here. Absolutely just on rails. This man coming out of nowhere, just throwing down a heater. All right, and score coming up, 94.7 there from Jaden. I believe that puts him in the #1 spot right in front of Latham. All right, up next, our very own Jack Slaps from Concept Drift Team.
All right, here we go,
C6
Jack.
Corvette. Go ahead.
Jack in that Z06 again, coming in for run 2. Let's see if he can clean it up a little bit. Was struggling in run 1. Unfortunately, throwing big angle. Looks like he over-rotated and may have straightened. Judges are going to have to look at that again, but unfortunately, that may be a second DQ for Jack. Looks good driving towards the inner clip. Let's see if he can maintain across the finish, and he does. Let's see what the judges have to say about that.
We're going to have to look back on that and see if that was like a straighten or if that was just a slow transition. That is unfortunate. All right, and unfortunately, the judges have decided that that is going to be a DQ from Jack. He basically over-rotated out of outside zone number 1 and then straightened, trying to transition into the touch and go. So unfortunate for Jack. He'll keep that 70.3, and we are moving on here. This is going to be Will H. Will H initiating into that first touch and go. Not a whole lot of angle, but then pouring it on. He has to shallow up there in the end of outside zone number 1. Really, really deep in the inside clip number 1. And is he going to go to the grass? He does touch the grass, but he pulls it back in. Back online through the clip and through the last 2 zones beautifully, throwing lots of angle into the end. Man, he saved that by the skin of his teeth. All right, looks like a 73.7, so he's going to hold on to that 79.3. Will H for his first run. Up next, Jason Cote, one of the 90s clubs coming up next. And lights are lit. 3 reds, 1 green. Here we go, Jason Cote for his second qualifying run.
Jason in that 180 powering down towards initiation. Looking good, throws big angle. Unfortunately, has to peel it off. Drives the car straight through. Unfortunately, taking a trip to the Dairy Queen drive-through.
That is not what we want to see from one of our strongest. I mean, all these competitors are strong, but man threw down a heater, and I was expecting something even better this time. That is unfortunate from Jason Cote. All right, looks like that was a DQ from Jason Cote. Unfortunate, but that is the final decision. Up next, we got Brandon Shorten, S Chassis. All right, Brandon Shorten initiating. Into outside zone number 1 here. Beautiful angle, not as deep as the judges want to see, but really solid angle through outside zone number 1. Transitioning really deep into that inside clip. All the way into outside zone number 2. Both tires in the zone all the way. That's exactly what we want to see here. Not a whole lot of angle through that inside clip, but strong through the last two zones. Very controlled. That line was perfect. All right, and an 84 from Brandon Short in there. So he'll take that 84 into the top 32. Free trial coming up next. Free trial in that American C6 Z06.
Yeah, free trial looking good in that royal purple livery, repping the Kenda tires. A lot of guys favoring those Kaiser KR20As. I hear they're really grippy. Unfortunately, you can see it playing out right here. A little too much grip, having a hard time pushing it out into the zone. So far, running most of them shallow. Diving into that inner clip, unfortunately, with hardly any angle at all. Struggling to get through the line, but manages to gather it up as he crosses the finish. Definitely better than that first run.
Better, but he still needs to clean it up a lot if he wants to push hard into the top 32. All right, he gets a 70.3 rolling into the top 32. Unfortunately, he had great.
Having car problems? Click here to get a discount on your next repair service. We can give you an honest estimate and get you back on the road again. If you live around this area, you can take advantage of our certified technicians and state-of-the-art equipment today.
Alright, for those just joining us, we are just changing groups after the first qualifying group. The next 8 are coming in. They're just getting a few practice runs in. We're going to be about 2 minutes till our next group is ready. So sit back, grab a drink, grab some food, and enjoy this next group of qualifying. Hey, FESG, what's up, dude? Alright, drivers are getting their last run in. We are going to get Kobe Wells up to the line to start their first round of qualifying. It looks like we have 3 drivers in the 90s right now. If we can get, let's see how many more we can get into the 90s club with this second round of qualifying.
Yeah, I am kind of excited to see, with some of these names coming up, man, some of these dudes have been really hammering it out in practice, so I'm really stoked to see how these scores kind of change as we move through the lineup. Drivers are getting ready for their runs, judges are getting prepared here. We will get right back to the qualifying action here momentarily. Take a moment to thank all of our sponsors bringing you this live stream. We've got Vosan, Hannah Motors, Coastline Drift, Temple Productions, Moxie Shreds, and thank you to our car modeling team, High Dimension. High Dimension, we exist all over the world. Once again, appreciate all of you drift fans hanging out with us on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. Crazy drifting action so far, guys, and it's only going to get better as we move into that top 32 bracket. Once again, appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We are going to get ready to go ahead and send the first driver of Group 2. This is Kobe Wells getting up to the starting line. Here we go. Lights are going to light. We're going to...
All right, and lights are off. Kobe Wells not... Okay, here we go. A little bit of technical difficulty. Kobe Wells going off for his first round of qualifying, initiating really early. Really shallow zone, going into outside zone number 1, filling all of outside zone number 1 beautifully. A lot of speed carrying through this track here. Into outside zone number 2, not a whole lot of angle, but a whole lot of speed. Holy crap. And on rails through the rest of the last 2 zones. Great driving by Kobe Wells. All right, Kobe Wells got a 78.7 for that first run. He's going to have to clean that up if he wants to get that bye run. Up next, we got Josh Oxley. I think the only driver driving an RTR Mustang for this event. This man has this thing absolutely dialed. I haven't seen a car drive this well in a long time.
Absolutely, yeah. Coyote Power getting on down through the chute. Looks good at Outer Zone 1. Really smooth, just dialing that angle in and driving through it. You can see he's got the suspension really working for him on that car. No corrections whatsoever, moving into inner 2. Want to see him link those last 2 zones with angle and momentum, and he does. Josh Oxley coming out swinging in the RTR.
That was the smoothest run I've seen. I would have thought that that was animated if I didn't know better. Man is a machine. All right, judges are all excited about that run. They are just trying to figure out a proper score for that. That run was absolutely beautiful by Josh. Let's see what the judges have come to. It's a 97.2. Josh Oxley jumping to the lead. Just put Jaden down into number 2 and had Latham into number 3.
Yeah,
crazy run.
Absolutely crazy run from Josh Oxley. Next up, another heavy hitter, though. Bread in that beautiful blue Mark V Supra. Looks good going into outer zone 1. A little shallow in the zone, but nothing crazy. Maintains great angle and good proximity to the inner clip. Driving through, little foot brake to keep the angle. Looks great at outer 2. Driving in the inner 2. Let's see what he can do. Knocking on the door of Josh Oxley. Man, Red says, wait for me, buddy. I'm coming to the top 2.
Man, he said, hold my hand. I'm climbing up with you to the top with Bread. Man, that is a run to contend with. Bread coming out swinging. All right, and a 95.7 from Bread going into second place. This second group of qualifiers is absolute lunacy. Skelly is our next driver. It looks like he is Bosan driver, if I'm not mistaken. Coming into outside zone number 1. Does a beautiful job with that initiation. Gets all of outside zone number 1, transitioning into inside clip. Do we have another high 90s coming in here from Skelly? Oh, just shallows up a little bit in outer 2, but fills the entire zone. A little waiver. Nothing insane, just a little bit of a deduction there, and through the last 2 zones. I can't believe what we are seeing here.
The level of driving we're seeing here today, just in qualifying alone, tells me that battles are going to be off the chain.
All right, and it looks like a 78.3 for Skelly. Up next, we got Ryu at the line with that beautiful S chassis.
All right, here we go. Ryu, S15, beautiful anime livery there. Let's see what he's got. Oh, big angle at initiation, unfortunately causing an over-rotate. And that's going to be an early end to that run at initiation. Unfortunate for Ryu. Going to have to definitely get that sorted out for run 2.
Yeah, I was hoping he would finish his run, but it looks like something is wrong with either the car or with his setup. That is unfortunate run there from Ryu. Hopefully it's just a fluke and he can clean it up his next qualifying run. Up next, we're going to have tip of the queue coming up the line, coming from the pits. All right, and it looks like that was a DQ from our last driver there. All right, tip of the queue, making it to the line. We are just waiting for judges to get ready. Production ready. And lights are going. And tip of the queue is off for his first qualifying run. Beautiful livery on that C6 Corvette. Initiating a little bit early. It doesn't quite get all of that zone. And unfortunate straight in there from tip of the queue. Alright, took the cue. Looks like he's going to officially get the DQ there. And then up next, we are going to have Nicholas.
All right, Nicholas is off. Murdered out, S15. Here we go, coming down the chute. Throws it into initiation. A little shallow on the touch and go. Late getting into outer one. Does manage to drop a tire and lose some momentum there. Gathering the car up, finding himself on the line deep into inner one. Trying to left foot brake and set up outer two. Once again, off of inner one, or inner two, sorry, just a little bit, but manages to get across the finish line at angle. Definitely going to have to clean it up for run two, but not a bad showing for Nicholas on his first qualifying run.
All right, looks like 84.2 for Nicholas. All right, Marcuzio up next in that BMW M2 Eurofighter. Let's go. Marcuzio going in for initiation a little bit early into initiation. I think might have dropped a tire on that touch and go. Oh, it drops another tire. Might have straightened. I'm not sure if he totally straightened there. We're going to have to go back and look at that. Getting back online. This is what we want to see. Finishing the run. There's always a chance that that's just going to be a big deduction and not a DQ. So into the inside clip. Doing a great job on these last few zones. Man cleaned it up quite a bit there at the end, but we're going to have to go back and look and see what happened there at the beginning and if he totally straightened. All right, it looks like the judges have decided that he did come completely out of drift there. That is going to be a DQ for Mercutio there.
Yeah, unfortunate for Marcuzio. But yeah, they, like I said, or like you had mentioned, Brennan, they decided that he did come out of drift. That's what led to that DQ. But next up, Kobe Wells definitely trying to better that first score of 78.7. You can see him out here pushing a lot harder, keeping that momentum up. Great angle deep in the outer zone 2. Let's see how he does driving across to inner 2. Deep into the last 2 zones, transitions across. Banger run from Kobe will definitely better that first run.
That was a night and day difference for his first run. Great job, Kobe Wells. Good driving. I think he might join those boys up in the 90s there. All right, a 95.2 for Kobe Wells. Good Lord. Wonderful driving from this this qualifying group here. All right, so that puts Kobe Wells in third. We are sending off Josh Oxley. Let's just all watch in awe at this next run from Josh Oxley. Initiating a little bit early, transitioning into outside zone number 1. Might have dropped the tire, but kept angle. Great job keeping that Mustang in drift. This driver is very, very skilled. Into outside zone number 2, really deep. Both tires in the zone, except for maybe they're right at the end. Not quite as clean as his first run, but what a run. All right, so it looks like Josh Oxley, I think he got a 90, I missed it, 93. So he'll keep his first score. Brett up next. Let's see if Brett can top his score. Brett in second place with a 95.7. Initiating a little bit early. Huge angle in that initiation. Holds on to it all the way through in outside clip number, or outside zone number 1. Transitions beautifully through the inside clip all the way into outside zone number 2. Left foot braking, staying all the way outside. Can he push it into the inside clip? Nails it. This is a heater run again from Brett. All right, we're getting the scoring up. Looks like a 97.5 for Brett's run. I think that puts Brett deep into the lead now. No, I'm mistaken. Just into the lead from Josh Oxley. All right, we got Skelly up next.
All right, Skelly out here in the S15. Let's see what he's got. Throws it into initiation with good angle. Looking good, transitioning across into outer zone 1. maintaining great momentum there. Coming across the touch and go and inner clip, looking good once again. Filling outer zone 2 completely. Wow, dude, Skelly is on one right now. Gunning for that number 1 position. Let's see what he's got.
Great driving from Skelly. Man just threw down another heater right behind Brett, showing everyone that he is in it to win it today. All right, we got Ryu pulling up the start, waiting. All right, waiting for the judges, and 98.4 for Skelly, putting him in the lead. What is happening today? This is absolutely one of the most insane qualifyings I have ever seen. All right, we got Ryu. Let's see if he can clean up his last run. Initiating, and way too much again, over-rotating. That is going to be a DQ from Ryu. All right, up next, we got Tip the Q pulling to the line. That is officially a double DQ for Ryu. All right, here we go.
Tip of the Q going into initiation here. A little bit low on angle. Drives out of outer zone 1. Unfortunately, loses drift right at the edge of outer zone 1. Definitely not the runs that Tip was looking for today, but gonna have to tighten it up for battles.
Yeah, he's really gonna have to show up for the top 32. I know this man can drive well, but these cars just seem to be a bit of a struggle for him. I've seen him wheel 1,000 horsepower cars, but these cars are different and require a lot of love to be able to drive good. All right, Tip of the Q officially got the DQ from the judges, and we have Nicholas coming up next in that all black S chassis. All right, we got the lights lit. Nicholas is off. Very simple paint job here. Nice set of wheels on Nicholas' cars, initiating into outside zone number 1. A little bit shallow, but got both tires into the zone by the end of it. Transitioning into the inner clip. Wavers a little bit before transitioning into outside zone number 2. Drops a tire, gets it back. I think he lifted an inside wheel there. That is a really rough part of the track if you get tire into the grass there. I wonder if that's going to be a completed run there.
Judges are just reviewing that run, trying to determine if he dropped enough angle heading into outer zone 2 for a straighten. Just give us one moment.
All right, so it looks like the judges have decided that that is a DQ. It was uncontrolled, and the tires did straighten enough to be considered out of drift. So up next we have Marcuzio in that BMW M2, initiating into that touch and go out to outer zone 1, really shallow in outer zone 1. Wavering into the inside clip and transitioning into outer zone number 2. A little bit shallow, but not bad. Pushing it really deep at the end of outside zone number 2. And over the line. That is a scoreable run. We'll have to see what Marcuzio gets for his second qualifying run, but much better than a DQ, so that'll at least put him somewhere in the middle of the pack here. All right, Marcuzio gets a 71.3. That is the final qualifier for this group. We are going to get the last group of drivers in here. I don't know how anybody could top that group of drivers. That was some amazing. That was kind of the, a roller coaster ride from high to low there. But great driving from all of our drivers from that group. We're going to take a 2-minute break or so to get the next group in, and we'll continue qualifying and hopefully jump right into top 32 as soon as we can.
Problems? Click here to get a discount on your next repair service. We can give you an honest estimate and get you back on the road again. If you live around this area, you can take advantage of our certified technicians and state-of-the-art equipment today.
All right, looks like we're going to get the track cleared. The next group of drivers are going to be coming up to the line. We have had some insane driving. I can't wait to see how this next group goes. It's going to be another 30 seconds before we get this next group kicked off. Bear with us. It's going to be amazing. All right, up first, we got Sync Silo in this BMW. He's going to be the first driver in this qualifying group. We're just getting judges settled, and we'll be kicking it off here. All right, I'm getting a green light from all the staff here, and here we go. Lights green. Sync Silo for his first qualifying run here. He has a lot to do to get into the top qualifiers to get his bye run, but doing a good job initiating into outside zone number 1. A little bit shallow, transitioning into the touch and go and inner clip number 1. Does a good job getting into outside zone number 2. Barely gets both tires into the zone. Pushing into the inside clip and across the last 2 zones. Not a bad run, pretty safe, but all in all, good driving from Silo. '78. Oh, I'm sorry. 76. 76 for Sync Silo.
Next up, we got Jay Rosa. Jay Rosa in that BMW Eurofighter. Here we go, charging into initiation. Good angle from Jay Rosa. That car looking nice and planted. A little late in the outer zone 1, but manages to get on the line. Driving across into inner clip 1 with good speed and angle. Set it and forget it in outer zone 2. Comes across inner 2, a little waver there. Manages to connect the last 2 zones and across the finish. Solid run from Jay Rosa. Very nice.
Absolutely. That man looked like he was on rails. A little bit of a wavering here and there, but all in all, a great run there. All right, 84.3 there for that run. Puts him right in the middle of the pack there. Up next, we got Alexander. Another C6 driver out here today, going for his first qualifying run. Big Manji initiation here into this touch and go. Lots of speed, lots of angle. Into outside zone number 1, does a great job scrubbing all that speed to hit that entire zone. Transitions online and be a really good run into outside zone number 2. Filling outside zone number 2, comes off a little bit early into the inner clip and through these last 2 zones, a little bit late into that last zone, but a wonderful run there from Alexander. He hit the last zone just a little late. Get the fuck out of here. Holy shit. Did you guys, like, get parental permission? I was thinking 88. All right, up next we got Swangin coming in and another C6 Corvette.
All right, Swangin in that Corvette. Here we go. Another C6 Z06. A little shallow into the touch and go there. Missing most of outer zone 1. Looking good at inner clip 1. Let's see what he does for outer 2. Way late into outer 2 and bounces back out a hair early. Off the inner clip and deep into that second to last touch and go. Will put a run on the board, but definitely going to have to clean it up for his second run.
Alright, up next we got Zane in an A80 Supra. Going for his first qualifying run. Zane initiating. Big initiation, lots of angle, good speed into outside zone number 1. Into inner clip 1, doing a good job, has a beautiful line all the way outside zone number 2, but comes off a little early, straightens up a little bit. And through the last 2 zones, a little shallow in that second to last zone, but a good run there from Zane. All right, Zane gets a 68 for his first qualifying run. We got Sync Silo back up at the starting line. He got a 76 for his first run. Let's see if he can do a little bit better on his second qualifier.
All right, here we go. Silo in that M2. Let's see what he's got for us here. Charging down the straight, throws the car into initiation, looking good. Getting into outer zone 1, a little bobble, but manages to find himself deeper in the zone, sets the angle up, driving across inner 1, looking really solid. Coming into outer zone 2, left foot brake to maintain its slightest waver. And good solid run coming across the finish line there. Not bad at all.
Very strong run there from Sync Silo. I think he definitely did a better job than his first run there. Alright, looks like he got a 76.7. So he did improve his run just a little bit there. Up next, we got Jay Rosa in this BMW with almost like a Falcon type fade. Transitions into outer zone number 1, does a great job filling all of outside zone number 1. Little bobble there at the end of the zone. Transition gets all of that touch and go and inside clip. Transitions way on the edge of the track into outside zone number 2. On a beautiful line, a little, I mean just a go shallow on that inside clip, but does a great job finishing the run and across the line. And it looks like an 86 for Jay Rosa. Increases his score just a little bit, but stays right in the middle of the pack there. Alright, we got Alexander up next. Let's see if he can better score. We know he's got it in him here.
Absolutely, yeah. He's definitely looking promising out here in the Corvette. Throwing, this thing is fast. It's definitely hooked up. You can see him fighting that grip, getting out there in the outer zone 1. Does look good at the touch and go, though. Outer 2 looking solid. Left foot brakes to extend the zone there, coming across the inner clip. Let's see how he does coming across the final 2 zones, and he does throw down a solid line.
Alright, looks like a 79.3 for Alexander on that second qualifying run, so he's going to keep his 88. Moving on into the top 32. Up next, we got Swangin back on the starting line. Let's see if he can clean up his run of a 67 last qualifying. He initiates way too early, misses the touch and go, almost completely, if not entirely, almost misses all of outside zone number 1, almost misses the touch and go, a little bit deep into the inner clip. He is just offline a little bit everywhere. Not quite what the judges want to see. Drops maybe 2 tires there. That is a sloppy run, but definitely scoreable. All right, and a 42.8 for swangin'. Unfortunate. Up next, we got Zane. Looks like he got a 68 for his last run. He's definitely looking to increase that score going into the top 32. You do not want to go against one of these top contenders in the first round. Good job in outside zone number 1. So far, a promising run here from Zane. A little bit shallow in that touch and go. Online, doing a great job getting into outer zone number 2, putting both tires in that zone. Ooh, almost kind of shallow into that inside clip, and then does a good job going back online into the last outer 2 zones. All right, that is going to be an 82.8, and that is going to round up qualifying for our drivers. Thanks everyone who decided to come watch qualifying. We are going to take a 1-hour break, so it's going to we're going to round up here, and we're going to all reconvene here at 2 p.m. Eastern. 2 p.m. Eastern, we will drop into top 32. So thank you everyone for coming out. Thanks to all of our sponsors: High Dimension, Coastline Drift, Temple Productions, Moxie Shreds, Hannah Motors, KW Visuals, in partnership with Vosan. Thanks everyone. We will see you guys in just over an hour.